sharing my 3 stories today. I'm going to keep it very short. Initially, I was wondering if 3 would be a big number. I started to write down several small instances that taught me small things about how to live life. Slightly philosophy. So the first one is basically when I was a kid, this one time my dad had made, my mom was out of town and my dad was making my Super Cup Bonita. I used to have Milo, I think. Nestle Milo was what I used to have. So he was making it, he put in the sugar, he put in the Milo as I liked it, maybe in the glass of milk that I always had. And I was just watching him do all of that. And then he starts to stir the cup. And as I watch him stir it, I'm like laughing at him. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, itna bhi nahi aata text. Like, I was trying to, poke fun at him. And what he was doing was he was stirring it this way. Like his hand motion was up and down. And that completely baffled me. I was like, what is wrong with my dad? And I mean, aise hota hai na stirring. You just go clockwise. How do you, what is this? What does that even mean? And that's when he kind of broke it to me. The purpose of stirring is only to get the things mixed inside. Maybe this is more convenient to do. And the whole world does it this way because maybe it's just easier to stir it this way. But I'm used to this motion and that's how I stir it and still gets the job done. Maybe a little quicker because there's no turbulence being created. It's not on there. And that kind of really changed the way I looked at even the smallest thing because everything comes to us on a platter, in a template. We don't question a lot of things. We're not allowed to question a lot of things, especially in school. I was one of the students who never tried to prod and ask why and be too inquisitive. I always thought I don't want to disrupt the natural flow. But this was, I think, one of the things that tipped me into trying to question existing ways of doing things or existing belief systems that so that was story number 1. Story number 2 is basically, so after college, I kind of did these code tests for my marine engineering course, Tolani Maritime Institute. And they had a whole entrance exam thing and all of that. I got through all of that, came 11th out of the 200 that were kind of enrolled. And all of that, and I was pretty happy. And the thing was, my whole perception of what merchant navy had to be was what my granddad, my mom's dad, kind of stories passed on from his life. He was in the navy, the Indian Navy, and his stories would be very different in the sense that we 200, 300 people on board. It would be like a party thing every evening. It would be a good life, even on ship. You're not waiting to reach the port. You have like a billiard table, you have pool, you have a music set scene that's happening. So that was my perception of how shipping life is. And you also happen to visit several countries. So that time onloading, offloading and onloading was a very long process. So 7-8 days at least you're at the port. And I thought war con ladega hai, and join the merchant navy, simple. Have the fun but without the war part of it. And that was my perception getting into the merchant navy as well. I knew it's not that much of a party. It's reduced to maybe around 50 or 60 people. But while joining, as I was joining, a lot of discoveries started happening. Partly due to my ignorance. After 12th, I didn't want to do a regular engineering course. I was like, because that's when they introduced the CET. I was like, I've just done recently on my 12th. You now want me to give a CET to get entrance into something else. Screw that shit, I'm not doing any of that. So, as I joined the course, the first day of school, college, and this was one of the most expensive colleges amongst my peers at least. So, engineering was like maybe one-fifth the cost of what a marine engineering college is. So, I also got my dad to spend a lot of money to get me into this place. And as we entered, the first word said to us was, we were called into a basement kind of room at night. The day we reached the hostel, and the first words uttered were, you guys are the biggest piece of shit on the campus right now. And we could be treated that day for the next 1 year. And I was like, yaar, fees to sab bada hai, ye kya bol raha hai? Why are we the worst piece of shit? And then I realized that there's a lot of senior-junior relation. There are instances of seniors kind of throwing beer bottles at the interns, at people who join fresh. And then started a year of complete, like absolute, like a terrible year in terms of internal happiness. Like it was great in the sense, wow, you're going to earn like 6 lakhs a month or 7 lakhs a month easily. I mean, a lot of my colleagues now are earning that much, chief engineers. So that was the dream you came with, and you're also going to have a great time getting there. But here it started on such a bad note, and I was made to play guitar till 5 in the morning. It was my part of the rally. They made me play guitar 5 times. Every time a senior walked into the room, I had to stand up while playing the guitar. But overall, it was torture. It was real torture, and I thought, okay, now that I've committed to this and itna effort mara, I gave this entrance exam. I got through, came 11th. My dad has paid X amount of money to get me into this, and I started to try and force myself to make peace with what is like. Okay, abhi yahi hai. This is going to be my life. Jaisa bhi hai, Moche Navy, I'm going to be like this. Maybe I'll have to give up the music scene. I'll have to do this. I'll have to do that. And several things running in your head. Right? Shadi kaisa hoga? Bacche kaise honge? If at all at that point, you're like, you come back after 6 months and you don't know if. Like, अच्छा आप डैडी हो तो फिर वो वाले अंकल कौन है? All those stories. Because that's what happens. Moche Navy is known for those kind of stories. They're like, I've seen friends and other people who dealt with a lot of shit with their dad being in Moche Navy. A lot of my friends have a problem with their dad. I mean, it's not a great relationship because of them being away. And when they come back, of course, they still want to be in control. Because they used to that on the ship. So anyway, all of this was going on, and I kept trying to convince myself with extreme unhappiness that I should have maybe thought about it a little better. And I thought, okay, now this is how life is going to go on. This is what's going to be my life for the next, 50-60 years. And that's what my mind frame was kind of held into. Until this one tipping point when I just again started to question but why do I need to just succumb to this? I made a mistake. I also started to understand that my friends who had gone abroad to study, for example, they were able to switch from, like a friend of mine went to do dentistry and he went to study how to become a dentist, but he ended up with an economics major because he was studying in the US. And that really opened up my thinking. That's very insightful because when you're joining college, you're not at all aware of the several options. You're not sure of what you're doing. You're not completely into what you're getting into. How can you at that young age of however old you are, I think 18, 19, decide the rest of your life? Like how can you make that call? And that's when I started to save this. So I didn't sit for any placements for the shipping companies, which again was a rarity. Everybody in the batch was like, "What's too pagal ho gaya? At least sit for it. You don't get into it." I didn't even go for the passport interview. Like you need a CBC passport to be on a ship. I started to rebel against everything within the campus. I was like, no, I don't want to be on ship. I want, like, it'll be a small music scene on the side, but I want that. I want to be on land. I want to be respected wherever I am, however junior I am. I'm not going to kind of tolerate this bottle throwing and when you cross the equator, they shave off your head. And those kind of ceremonies, which are common practice on board. And that was like a very big shifting point that at any point in life, it's your choice. You always have a choice to do this or that. It's never compulsion. There could be financial constraints, there could be other constraints. I mean, we did pay a lot. My whole hope was that I'd be on ship, earn like these 8 lakhs a month and pay off my dad back also. Just of one egg because I didn't go on ship. Settled for a very decent salary job at Keppel FERX Engineering. But that was a very internal happy moment that I do have this choice. I know I'm not going to be able to live up to these big plans that I had, but maybe that's not what is going to make me happy. And I started to kind of explore the few things within my own life and circle that made me happier as a person from it. So that was story number 2. That stickiness does not need to dictate. Effort shouldn't dictate the stickiness of yours to a relationship to a job to anything at all. And that's something I believe in. Accepting or leave is something that the Buddha keeps saying. So I try to practice that in my day-to-day life, where either I accept the way things are and I'm happy with that, or I try to change it a little bit, or if nothing works, I leave it. Which is also reflected in my CV. That's why I try to do that a lot. Because like here at least it's extremely open. You can openly say things that bother you. And here I was trying to change so many things. Nothing was getting accepted the way I was recommending or the way I wanted it to. So I ended up leaving it. And that gives me a lot of peace that at the end of the day it's no big deal. It's all very small. It's very small surface level part of life. There are much bigger things that are within our own lives that we cannot decide. And these are just small things that bother you in the moment. Like boss ne ye bola, ace ne ye bola, client didn't like my presentation. These are all very small surface level things. You can always leave it and do whatever you need to do. And that in a big way also helped me when I was switching from marine to branding and advertising. Again, the guilt of having spent the lakhs of rupees on marine engineering I wasn't comfortable to ask my dad for money again to go for an MBA. I was like, karunga to I'll do it myself. And at that point I didn't have the kind of savings again. I was complete spendthrift, buy a new guitar every second month. So I didn't have the savings and even the inclination to get into again doing mathematics and English test to do branding. So I didn't see that kind of thing. And again that's what led me to joining advertising and branding. That's story number 2, getting longer than usual. And this one is about something I believe in, that people say that competition motivates you, but for me it's always been competition motivates you if you kind of lack self-motivation or the ability to drive your motivation from within. Because how competition works is your mind will pick on the nearest competitors, the person who's almost at your level or slightly above your level. It will never look at somebody like a Virat Kohli or somebody who's right up there, and never look at somebody right below. It will always look at somebody who's in and around your thing, and it will be a constant nagging thing that will keep bothering you at every point in your life. And I believed in it, but it was pretty subliminal until we were on that show MTV Rock On, and that was again a competitive environment. It was music. It was extremely fun for me. In the middle of my marine engineering job, I took 3 months off and I'm sitting and playing guitar here. So it was something that was very, very fun and completely different mind space for me. But what started to happen was again, then we reached the top 3 bands. And one of the bands was going to be sponsored by T-Series, get a video and supposedly make it big in life. And we were told kind of before the final itself that you guys aren't going to win it because your sound is a little too heavy and maybe too rock and metal for the commercial T-Series kind of scene. So Ram himself said that I'll shoot your video and I'll release your album and things like that. But within the band it was like everybody was really disgruntled and upset. And that's when I kind of thought about it, that we are all doing something that we love so much. We're writing our own songs, we're composing our own music. Why does this competition have to kind of trouble us or bother us or make something that's so much fun so bad and so painful an experience? And I started to kind of try to apply that even to my work life, even to just amongst my peers as well. People get a little competitive on, ye itna kama raha hai, this guy's in the US, this guy's doing this guy's doing really well for himself. But I realized that that's just the ego's way of trying to keep itself alive, and you compete so that you have, because competition, you look for competition to derive your sense of self. You make out who you are based on the people around you. Again, I'm better off than XYZ. Oh, I'm not as good as ABC. And your ego is constantly trying to play that balancing game of trying to gauge where you're placed in your social standing. So something that I've tried to practice is to eliminate all forms of competition and try to assume that everybody around me is better than me, and there's always something to learn from anybody or everybody, and with somebody's going to be better at something. I might be decent at something else, but there's no competition. Like, I'm never trying to compete. And competition ruins things, so consciously try to stay away from that. That's all. Thank you.